And welcome to another episode of Experts Speak. I'm Michael DeLon, and today I am talking with Patricia Boral. And well, Patricia, thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you so much, Michael, for having me.
Well,
Very excited.
you are welcome. I'm excited to talk with you. Patricia and actually, I think her sister, they've built a team to help business owners experience consistent growth through digital marketing done right. And I want to really dive into this because I know business owners just struggle with marketing and how do you do it right? And I love the consistent growth because business owners, so many times they want this formula to get great growth automatic. And it's like, no. Let's grow consistently over time. It's a much better formula. So I'm going to stop talking because I could talk forever, I think. But Patricia, tell me, let's dive into this and tell us, how did you get doing what you're doing today?
Well, that's a really long answer, but I'm going to give you the summary. So
Okay.
I started running businesses very early on in my life. And I realized that there was nothing that I could do, like in terms of operations, accounting, finance, to make that business grow. Because at the end of the day, if you're not getting new clients, new leads, right, that means your business is not growing, then your business is dying, right? Just think about it as a little plant, right?
Yeah.
If you don't keep adding like the right amount of water and sun, that plant is going to die. The same with your business. So that's when I fell in love with marketing, right? Because I'm also a very creative person. I like to paint and art, and marketing was the perfect combination of creativity with business, right? So that's why I got into marketing. I went to school for marketing. I live, breathe, dream marketing, everything.
Love
Every
it.
day of my life. And I love helping businesses because when I started my company, I was looking for an agency to develop my website because at first I just wanted to focus on the creative side, branding products and things like that. But I realized that a lot of small business owners, they will get misinformation because that's what I got, right? Agencies were trying to force specific packages to me or very expensive websites that really they didn't justify at the moment, or it was not necessarily what I needed at the moment. Because I had a marketing education, I was able to see that. But I realized that a lot of business owners that don't have a marketing background,
Right.
they don't really see it. And I actually got a lot of clients at the beginning of our agency that will come to us almost with PTSD from another agency, that they
Yes.
would say, oh, no, I bought this, I already spent this much money, and I didn't get anything.
Yeah.
And my first, comment is like, well, you were just doing a cookie cutter. You were not doing what you really and your business really needed.
Yeah. Very much so. And you're so right. The business owners don't understand marketing. And because
Mm-hmm.
they're great at what they do, they could be
Mm-hmm.
an accountant or a plumber, it doesn't matter. But when it comes to marketing, that's a different animal. And you really need to go about it a different way. And I know I mean, so you work with your sister, is that right? Because I was on your
Mm-hmm.
website getting that story, and I love the fact that it's a family thing. And but let's talk about what are some of the struggles you see business owners, what are some standard struggles people have before they actually reach out to you in business? What are some things they're trying to do, but they're just hitting their head against the wall because it's just not working and they're frustrated? What do you see business owners just struggling with?
I think one of the biggest struggles, especially in terms of marketing, right, is that they believe marketing is a switch that you just turn on and off.
Yeah.
And whenever you are busy because you have too many clients, you just turn it off because I don't have time to do marketing. I don't have time to keep my brand awareness, my reputation management, and really like the lead generation effort. So you turn it off. And then when your business dries out and your projects are ending, then you're like, oh, shoot, I need to turn this on again. And you turn it on and you're desperate and you're
Yeah.
trying these like hatching things, right? Like trying desperate campaigns. And of course, they're not working they're not performing the way you want them to perform because you keep turning the switch on and off instead of like, we talked consistency, staying consistent. It's really key. So whenever you have those high months where you're having too many customers, well, maybe start increasing your prices.
That's right. Yes.
If
Double.
your problem is that you're getting too many leads, it's a great opportunity to see and find that ceiling in terms of pricing, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then when people come to you, talk a little bit about the process, because I think you're right. I think a lot of business owners have been burned by marketing agencies, and I mean there are like 10,000 people who do what you do, right? Talk
Yes.
about the experience that's different when they come and work with you and your team. What are they going to experience that's different?
So one of the main things that we do, like first off, is we give them a free 30-minute marketing audit, right? So let's say you come to me and you're like, Patricia, I need a website. Even if you just come to me specifically because you need a website, I'll do the marketing audit first. Because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you're looking for a website for a specific reason. Is that because you're trying to increase business? Is that because you think having a new website is going to increase your monthly revenue or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish? My goal is first trying to discover what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Based on that,
Yeah.
we audit, and I'll ask questions, right? It's a conversation. I try to understand what it is that you're doing, what are the results that you've had in the past, how are you really handling your current marketing? And based on that, then I'll suggest, yes, a website's for you, or maybe not. Maybe you
Right.
just need a landing page and a LinkedIn campaign or
Right.
a specific campaign for your business. And really, we focus on getting you results quickly. So I like to ask questions like, okay, what is the low hanging fruit? What are
Yeah.
things that we can do right now so you can get the money back that you're going to be investing in us? So
Yeah.
you can get that quickly so we can see the growth later, right?
Yeah, that's so good. The low hanging fruit. So many times, business owners, a great question is, okay, so what's not working? And they're really good at that. And you say, well, what is working? And they're like, well, these two things are working. I'm like, can we do more of that?
Yes.
Instead of trying to diverse. No, 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 no. Let's do more of that to drive some revenue. Then maybe we can do something else. But if that's working, let's do that. But business owners are a weird breed. And they're also, I learned this from one of my marketing mentors years ago, Roy Williams, and he talks about how the business owner is uniquely unqualified to make good decisions for their own company. And I get that. I mean, I'm a marketing person, right? But I have marketing coaches who look at our company to help us direct our company because I'm just too close to it. And I think too many times business owners are too close to their company. They say, oh, I need a website. Well, do you really? And that's
Yes.
the value that Patricia and her team bring to the table, is that outside set of eyes that can ask the right questions and try to uncover what is it that you're really trying to make happen. And now let us put together a campaign, whether it's LinkedIn or website or email or Facebook, or they all work.
Yes.
You don't need all of them. What are you trying to make it? Is that kind of how it works when you work with a client, just having that conversation?
Yes, and definitely I agree with you. A lot of times business owners fall in love with their idea or with their products. And I think that's the biggest mistake you can make because you need to stay objective. And it's a lot of times it's a little bit harder to bring new ideas to someone that's already too attached to an idea. So I always like to tell my clients, I'm going to challenge that idea to blah, 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 whatever it is that I bring onto the table for that specific customer, because that kind of helps them not get defensive of their idea, but really open up and have a different perspective. A lot of times, it's not that you don't want to do whatever it is that is needed or that the client or the business owner wants to accomplish, but perhaps right now your business can get better results by doing different strategies and then later on build up to the next level, which is what they are asking, right? Because like you said, sometimes they're like, oh, I want to open a new market. And I'm like, well, the market you are in, you're not even 1%
Right.
of the market. So let's get more of what you already are doing, where you have
Yes.
case studies, where you have proof, and all of this. Let's get a little bit more while we're working your new market on the side,
Right.
right? So I think it's the timing is something that business owners really need to understand, that for marketing to really work, you need time and you need consistency.
Yes. Yeah. One of my marketing philosophies that I preach all the time is consistency over time. And as business owners, we get tired of hearing our message or doing the same thing. I've been doing Facebook for a year and a half. Is it working? Are you getting an ROI? Good. Let's keep going because the market is much larger than you think it is. Don't stop doing that and go do something else. Focus is one of the key strategies in all of marketing. Dominating and being a household name and all of that. Business owners don't like that because it's, dare I say, boring, right? It's the same old, but that's why they need Patricia to speak into the live and say, no. We're at 3% market share in this channel. We can probably grow to 20 or 25% over time. And that return is going to be so much larger than trying to go somewhere else and starting from scratch to build it. And I think one of the things as business owners, they look around, they see other people doing things and they go, well, I should be doing that. Mm-hmm. Maybe. And the voice of reason, Patricia here, will ask you the right questions to say, what are we trying to make happen? And how do we get it going? Are there certain business, either industries that you're really good at, or does it really matter what industry a business owner is in before they would come to you?
We are industry agnostic, right? So it doesn't necessarily matter what industry you're in. However, there are some industries that I honestly recommend not even working with a full-time agency. And I'll give you an example. For example, realtors. Yeah. They don't necessarily need to work with a marketing agency and have them manage everything, because one, is going to become too expensive for them. And two, in their business, they need so much attention. They need so much, and that maybe attention is not the right word, but they need a lot of content to be produced, a lot of video. So typically what we do with realtors is like, okay, they hire us for us to work on the strategy, help them hire someone that could be a student, an intern, or an actual, part-time marketing person, or even a virtual marketing person. And then they have a videographer or photographer. So they work with a virtual person because it's more cost effective, right? But they have the strategy, and that's what we build for them. So it's kind of like, here's the strategy, go fly away. Right?
Yes, seriously.
And the same happened for other industries. Like we work with financial advisors in the same way, because financial advisor is such a regulated industry where there's a lot of back and forth. So working with an agency that we need approvals quickly, right? We need approvals quickly to be able to push content out. But if we're waiting 2 weeks for an approval because, it needs to be approved by whatever other departments within the company, and we've worked with financial advisors in the past, and that's usually what happens. So everything goes slower. So I recommend the same thing. Let us work on the strategy and work with someone internally so you can have a better return on your investment. That's really my focus, for my clients to have a good return on their investment. That's awesome. Now, do we work in the financial field with, bankers and stuff like that? Yes, right. The same with hospitals. We go really from everywhere, right? We have clients that are hospitals. We have tech companies that are trying to work with or promote softwares for both business to business. A lot, of course, in the oil and gas. We are in Houston, after all. Yes. But also a lot in logistics, staffing companies, professional services providers. And on the consumer side is usually mostly like universities, like hospitals, like I was saying. So retail itself, like let's say you own a boutique. I will give you the same advice as the realtor, right? Let me work on the strategy. And we do that. We do the same with restaurant owners, right? Let's work on the strategy and then you execute. And with restaurants, for example, we have kind of like a package, I guess, that we kind of like realize that it's a proven kind of service where we give them the strategy and we train, usually sometimes even somebody within their staff. And every 3 months, we kind of like touch base. We have like a 1 or 2 hour session to make sure they're following the strategy and everything is going well, right? And a
Excellent.
lot of business owners, that's all really they need, right?
Well, it really is, because when you get a great strategy and a pathway going forward, the business owner and one or two people on the team or virtual can really execute that. I love the 3 month check-in, because
Hmm.
it's too easy to get diverted, and a business owner needs
Yes.
to be brought back in. It's like a realignment on your car. Just, all right, let's get
Hmm.
stuck right here. And that's really good, because yeah, not everybody needs a full-time every month marketing company, but we all need strategy, because it all starts there.
Yes.
And that's one thing that Patricia and her team can really help.
And I
Actually,
want to add
everybody.
one more thing.
Yeah.
When you are work, because a lot of times I've lately, especially, I've been hearing a lot about like, oh, I have my assistant that can use ChatGPT or any kind of AI tool and do it, right? Which is great. AI will be a great support. But what I'm seeing is that a lot of times they literally copy paste.
Yeah.
So
Can't do
there's
that.
training that needs to be
Yeah.
done, and we are able to provide that training to our clients so they don't fall into that mistake, of course.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What is a how does the whole thing start? Then I want to let people know how they get a hold of you, but does it start with that marketing audit? Is that the is it a Zoom call first to say, are we even a good fit? Explain, if somebody's listening to this and they're saying, all right, I probably need this, but I don't really know, am I even a good fit? What's that first step or two that a business owner should take?
So the first step will be to actually go ahead and book that initial call. It
Okay.
is a 30-minute call. It can be done over Teams most of the time, or it can just be a phone call. And you can do that by just going to our website. If you go to the contact form, you can click book an appointment and you can just book the appointment automatically. And during that call, we can even tell you, yes, we're a good fit, or I recommend you this other type of approach, or we can even refer you to someone else that can really help you. But we are very straightforward because, we are also an agency that likes to work with clients in a long-term basis. We're
Yeah.
not transactional. So most of our clients have been with us for like 4 years, 7 years, 9 years, a long time. So we don't want to become that transactional type
Uh,
of agency. So we want to make sure that the clients that come to us are customers that we are able to really like help them grow, and we can really build that long-term relationship.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. And the best place for somebody to reach out to you, where is that?
Well, they can visit our website at boralagency.com. That's B as in boy, ORAL, agency.com. They can also find me on LinkedIn by searching the name of my agency, or they can find me at Patricia Boral and same.
Excellent. All right. I'm going to grab some of those and put them in the show notes, because a lot of people are listening to this on their commute, on their phones. Show notes is where you're going to find that information. But I'd really recommend you just pause this and rewind it 10, 15 minutes and re-listen to this, because what Patricia shared throughout this was so important to understand that it's not a transactional issue. This is a long-term commitment. And at the same time, she's really good at that strategy and asking the questions of, what are you trying to make happen? And let her work with you to build the strategy for your marketing, and then lay out a pathway where your marketing can become more consistent. And when you do those two simple things, you're going to be amazed at the results you get. And she said it 3 or 4 or 5 times. That's really what they are focused on in their agency, is getting results for their clients, looking for some low-hanging fruit, building a solid marketing strategy that's going to help you experience consistent growth over time. Patricia, thank you so much for what you do for business owners, helping them make sense out of marketing, because sometimes it just baffles us, and being just a genuine person who is there to help and to serve. And thanks for being my guest today on Experts Speak.
Thank you so much, Michael. And to learn more about marketing, I actually post a video on my LinkedIn account every week as well. So make sure they follow me.
Excellent. I will have your LinkedIn connection in the show notes. So you can go to the show notes today and connect with her on LinkedIn and learn about marketing from Patricia Boral. Thanks
Thank
so
you
much.
so
God
much.
bless.
Bye.